Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Mac if you're new here, and today I'm going to be sharing with you 10 different things that I have done that I feel have made me more successful, more financially independent, and all around just a better person. And a lot of that has to do with these 10 different things. I get lots of questions regarding my mindset, things that I've maybe done to get to where I am, and I'm really excited to share this video with you because I definitely know that if you implement these things, you can absolutely change things and change the ways that things are going for you in your life. Now, I want to preface and start this video saying these are my opinions, and I don't typically create content like this for various reasons, but I do want to start because I feel that mindset has such a big impact on my success personally. So that's where the inspiration is coming from in this video today. And with that being said, let's get into these 10 things. So the first thing I want to talk about is taking inspiration, but not comparing yourself. So this is a really big thing, especially because there are so many different things feeding our brain on social media, in the media in general, and even just in real life, when you go out or you meet people or you go to get a coffee, we are constantly comparing ourselves because we have an animalistic part of us. We are animals, so we are constantly comparing our being to other people's beings. It's okay to feel inspired. It is okay to listen to people or watch videos or follow someone that inspires you because they're where you want to be. There's a reason that you're inspired by that because you have the ability to get there, and that's something that your subconscious desires. But the minute you start comparing yourself or feeling not good enough because you're not there yet is where that damage starts to hurt you, your ego, and so much more. So definitely always remember to take inspiration from others, see what they're doing, implement maybe some of those things that work for you, but take them off a pedestal. Do not compare yourself to them. You will never desire something that you're not capable of getting. So number 2 is putting your goals, and specifically money goals, on a pedestal. This is mindset based because when we think we can't achieve something in the back of our mind, or when something feels too hard, we are telling ourselves that we cannot do it. And there's so much power in thinking and knowing that you can do something versus going into it with a mindset of I can't. So let's say you make 50 grand a year and you want to make 100 grand a year. We need to have a mindset shift of bringing that 100 grand off a pedestal and believing that we are already able and deserving to make that amount. So rather than thinking, oh, I'm not there yet, I'm not doing enough to make that, that'll come next year. No, think of it as if you already have it. So you are already capable of making that 100 grand because you are. And you don't need to know where it's gonna come from, how you're gonna do it yet. It's about your mindset and believing that you deserve it. So take those goals off a pedestal, make yourself already believe that you are capable, worthy, and deserving of that. And I know that this sometimes when I speak of it, just in conversations, people get confused, but don't overthink it. Just already believe to yourself that you are capable of making that money. Or if you're someone that writes down affirmations, that is a huge thing that I do. I will leave a journal that I absolutely love linked for you below. It's on my Amazon storefront. It's called the 369 journal. I try to buy it for all of my friends that ask me about these different things because it has been such a help to me. So I will leave that linked for you below. That leads me to our next point, and number 3, which is stop buying things you do not need and stop doing things you don't need to do. So this kind of can obviously be different for everyone, but let's say you are trying to get to a specific money goal. You want to be more financially independent. You want to make more money. Part of that is having a healthy relationship with money. Just because you are making more money does not mean you have to spend all of that money. It means you can put it in investments or do other things with it, but it doesn't necessarily mean I make more money, so I'm gonna go buy more clothes. And I'm sorry, it's just the harsh truth of being smart with your money. So it's about finding a balance that works for you and only spending your money on things that, one, help you in your life to become better, that are necessary, things like that. So let's say you're somebody that is struggling with money right now, but every time you open your TikTok app, you're influenced and buy something from somebody's link. Next time that happens to you, or next time that impulse comes, just remember that if you do not need that, if that's not a necessity, maybe hold off on it. Maybe it's not something you need, you know, it's just another thing you're gonna buy, get a few instant gratifications from, hang it up in your house, and it doesn't bring you joy anymore. Again, this is something that is more on a personal level. You have to figure it out for yourself. For me, when I was struggling with money, I stopped getting my hair done. I stopped getting my nails done. I started doing those things at home because I knew that that was a really big expense that I was spending that wasn't maybe necessary for me. Now that's different for everybody. Finding what works for you and in that way. But number 4 is to diversify your income, add in another income stream. Now that is really what my channel is all about. I share tons of different side hustles and ways to make money online. So if you haven't explored my channel yet, definitely check that out because I have step-by-step tutorials that you can watch and start up a bunch of different side hustles with. This does not need to be just an online income thing. If you are trying to make more money, save more money, get to a financial goal, adding in different income streams will help you out. Maybe for you, it's walking dogs in your neighborhood or driving for Uber Eats or Uber. Whatever this side hustle is for you, that should be something that you add in to diversify and have multiple streams of income. Something that is really big right now is UGC content. So if you're someone that likes to post content, consider doing UGC, and you can create videos for businesses that they post on their account. So you don't need to have followers because you're creating a video for them that they're using to market on their own account. This is a great way to get into an internet online space. And I do have a video on that, what I will link below for you. But do not be afraid to add in extra income streams. Even if they're not making you tons of money, anything that you can bring in is great. And you never want to rely on just one, because if it's taken from you, that is a really stressful experience. I know from experience. We have never had a time where it has been easier to pick up a side hustle. We have so many resources, so take advantage of it. I really mean that. That leads me to number 5, which is prioritizing your time. Now, this is a huge thing. Time management, it's different for everyone. It's something that is a really talked about subject. I feel like there's lots of people that, you know, have all these different videos on how to be productive and how to, you know, create a timeline or time block that works for you. And honestly, everything I've seen online does not work for me. I had to come up with something that works for me and that I actually will follow. And I think that that's really important when it comes to understanding how to prioritize your time. So for me, I have my 3 top priorities that need to be dealt with every single day. That first one for me is making sure I talk to my family. That's something that's really, really important to me. I live in a different state than most of my family, so I'm always reaching out. I call my mom every day. That's something that I prioritize and I make sure I do. The second thing is making sure that I'm staying active and I'm eating well. So that's something that's important to me. I make sure that I do a workout or I go for a walk or a run every single day, regardless of what my brain tells me. And I know sometimes things come up, that's fine, but that's a priority to me. And then 3 would be my income, what keeps a roof over my head. I love what I do and I'm so inspired and supported with it. It's something that I make sure is a priority to me. And obviously there's so many other things like friends and keeping my space clean and so many different things. But basically what I'm saying here is come up with something that is a main priority for you. Maybe your priority right now is making more money. That's why you're watching this video. So next time that you have free time after work or free time in general or a day off, instead of going out and partying, which you can do, maybe stay in and start learning something or take a course on something. Just keeping your time management and your priorities in check, and that's going to help you, because the more that you can stay consistent with something, like your priorities, like your time schedule or your morning routine, you're gonna build more self-trust and self-confidence with yourself. Number 6 is to stop seeking advice and validation. This is super broad. I mean, it's way easier said than done. But if you're the type of person that cannot make a decision without consolidating with a friend, consolidating with a family member, you need to let that shit go. You have to work on your self-confidence so that you know when you make a decision, that's what you want to do. Whether it is the simple thing of how to send a text back to someone or an outfit that you should wear. Ask for help in certain situations, yes, but knowing in your soul what you want to do is going to help you. It is going to build that self-confidence. And I guess this really comes with too when you're applying this into work or maybe something you want to start. So for example, you want to start a business, but if you start telling your friends and family about this and they start telling you, oh, you shouldn't do that, there's a lot of risks with that, you're gonna lose money. This happened to me. That shit sucks. You don't want that energy because that's affecting your subconscious without you even realizing. Like, you might just be like, oh, like whatever, but that actually is hurting you because these are people you care about and you're asking for advice or validation from. So if you want to do something, do it. You know, as long as it's not going to hurt you, it's not going to hurt anybody else. Obviously, use your common sense and your feelings, but do it. Start the business, start the side hustle because you want to. You don't have to ask somebody if it's bad. Do what you're feeling. You know what I mean? And with opinions, right? Next time that you want someone's opinion, ask yourself first if you want that opinion for validation. Like, do you already kind of have an opinion on it and you're like, yeah, I think this is right, but I want someone else's opinion? Are you only doing that just to validate your decision? When it comes to advice, make sure that when you're asking for advice, that you're asking someone that's reputable to give you that advice. Make sure that whoever is giving you that advice, especially if it's financial, if it's business advice, that it's coming from a reliable source that is already where you want to be. Now, moving on to number 7, that is to start educating yourself on different topics you want to learn. This can be anything from another language that you want to learn. Maybe you want to learn more about your spirituality. Maybe you want to learn more about self-help. Whatever it is, educate yourself on it. It's always great to have a book or a podcast that you listen to or something that can start getting the gears in your brain turning rather than just watching a show. Obviously, it's great to watch TV sometimes. I watch movies all the time, but a lot of my time now is spent listening to either music with no words, literally lo-fi music is pretty much all I listen to. If you know me, you know this is true. Or podcasts or certain things that are helping my mind while also entertaining me. So not just participating in mindless media. I like to educate myself. And anytime I'm like bored and I'm kind of like, what do? I try my hardest to go sit outside and read versus scrolling on my phone. Now, I'm a human, okay? I do all of these things, like it happens, but it's something that I'm more aware of and that I try to prioritize is educating myself. There's so many different things at our fingertips to learn. It is absolutely amazing. Number 8 is patience. Literally patience. And this kind of goes back to the comparison of sometimes we see things and we want them instantly, right? Patience is so important, especially if you're starting something new. Things do not happen overnight, and that is okay. As long as you set your intention or a goal of where you want to be and you're working towards that, you do not need to pressure yourself. You don't need to be overworking yourself. Understand that you're doing X, Y, and Z to get there. You've set the intention of where you want to be, and it's going to take time. Plant the seeds and let them grow. Do not overwater them. Patience is something that is so hard now because everything that we have is instant, right? We have Amazon. We can have a package delivered overnight. Instant gratification is becoming a huge problem in our society because it's making us not patient. And then when something doesn't happen quickly, we give up and we think that we failed. But in reality, we just didn't try it for long enough. We didn't even try it enough to learn it correctly. Understand patience. So if you're somebody that just started an Etsy shop or you're trying to become an influencer and it's not happening and you're trying, be patient. Really believe that you can get there. Do the work that you can and be patient. Do not be hard on yourself. Leads me to number 9, which is expressing gratitude for what you already have. This kind of goes along with patience as well, accepting that maybe you're not exactly where you want to be yet, but be grateful for everything that you do have. Gratitude is so powerful. When you can acknowledge all of the great things that you already do have, this will always bring in more abundance into your life. I don't understand it. I don't know how to explain it, but it's very true. It can be something as simple as being grateful for the breakfast that you had that morning, or being grateful that your drive back from work, you made it home. There's so many things that we constantly are doing and our brains are so on overdrive all day, every day. But when you can bring it back to you and what you are grateful for in that moment, I promise you, this helps. This is going to be something that will always push you further. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. I cannot stress it enough. So even if you want to write down 10 things you're grateful for every day, it helps. It makes you realize how much you do have and that everything you need, you already have. You don't need all these extra things. So I don't want to get super deep on that. It's something that I might make a separate video about. Let me know if you want to see that below. And moving on to our last point, number 10. I feel like this is a longer video than I usually do. Number 10, which is stop waiting for the right time and stop waiting for someone to come and do it for you. It's the hard truth. You are never going to feel 100% ready to start something new, to do something new. And this doesn't even have to be about finance, right? This can be anything. You're never gonna feel ready. You're just not. You can prepare and then still go into it not feeling ready. Do it half-assed before not doing it at all. The tree can't grow unless you plant the seed, right? It sounds cliche, but it's so true. You have to just take the step. Don't let that fear hold you back. If you do fail, okay, try something else, try again. But what's the worst that can happen? And don't rely on the idea of somebody coming and helping you or somebody to come and do it for you. No, you have you, and at the end of the day, that is literally all you have. So trust yourself enough to start something and don't keep waiting around for the right person, the right time, the right thing. When you can really trust yourself enough to know, hey, I'm not an expert. I'm not. But I'm going to try, and I'm going to try my best, and that is good enough because it always is. And you will learn things while you go. You're gonna learn and grow from it. So definitely something that I find really inspirational in my own world, and something that I definitely recommend you implement in your life. I really hope this video was helpful to you. If you did enjoy this style of content, please let me know in the comment section. Thank you so much for being here, so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.